water. You know, there are people who are one way or the other. It seems like it's very divided. I don't know, to be honest. I drink tap water that's been filtered through a carbon filter. You know, like a Brita type filter. So there's some people who say, okay, well, alkaline is best, alkaline water, but others say, well, it's, you know, it's spring water, yes, it's more alkaline, but the minerals in it are inorganic because they came from the rock. They didn't go through a plant first, so your body actually can't use it. Others say, yeah, use distilled water, you know, there's nothing in it, but then some people say, well, it's alkaline, or that's acid forming because there's no minerals, but I don't know. Yeah? So, okay, the percentages of macronutrients in my diet, so carbohydrate, protein to fat, depends what I'm trying to achieve. When I'm training a lot, if I'm doing lots of long, easy base miles at a lower heart rate, the body will be burning primarily fat with a little bit of carbs, a little bit of protein. Whereas if you're working really hard, you're training for something that's shorter and more anaerobic, then you're going to burn more carbohydrate percentage-wise. So that will dictate. So, for example, if I'm training for a long race and I'm, you know, doing the slower, less intense training, it will be around 65% carbs, and then protein and fat divided about equally. Maybe a little bit more protein than fat, but pretty equal. And then if I'm training for something shorter or just a more intense training phase, usually then it will be 75 to 80% carbs, and then divided pretty equally with fat and protein.
I had a question about the protein. Since you don't take whey, usually it's typically for like fast acting whey. Sorry, because when you're talking about protein, like I know typically like for training you take whey for like muscle recovery and like build up, but like what would be the vegan option? Wow.
So a vegan option to building muscle.
Yeah, but like the quick onset, like you know, whey is typically recommended after like you train because like it's fast, so your body absorbs it quickly. Right. So like what would be the whey? I mean the vegan equivalent of that.
Okay, so the question about gaining muscle and having something that gets in your system right away, right after a workout, to gain muscle. A good way is sport protein, Vega Sport protein, mixed with the sugar, because that will help it get in your system right away. So the sugar isn't necessarily bad, provided the source is good, like coconut water. It's sugar, but it's a good source. Or even juice, or even almond milk has naturally occurring sugar. But yeah, orange juice, apple juice, coconut water. One of my favorites is coconut water with the chocolate sport protein right after a workout. It works really well. For building muscle, you might want to blend some almonds in there and a banana. That's great. It tastes really great, and it will help you build muscle quickly. If you have it within, you want within 45 minutes after the workout.